Hi everyone! Today I'm starting off by using my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the color Blonde, and I am just going to go ahead and use the angled brush, the Anastasia angled brush, to go ahead and comb out my brows, and then I'm going to apply this just in the normal way that I apply my eyebrows. I do have a full video on how I do my brows, so if you're interested, I will leave that linked down below this video. Just because I don't find it necessary to put the entire routine in here, I really want to focus on the eye look today. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to take my Mary Kay foundation primer and I'm just going to apply this to the areas of my face that would normally produce oil, so mainly in the T-zone. Then I'm moving on to my concealer. I'm using the Maybelline Master Conceal in the shade Fair. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand and then use one of my Morphe concealer brushes to apply this onto the eyelid. And this is just going to prep the lids for eyeshadow. It's going to cancel out any redness, veins, anything showing through my eyelids, and most importantly, brighten them up so that way the colors that I use on the lid will stand out much more. Then I'm just using a damp beauty blender to go ahead and blend that out. Once I've done that to both eyes, I'm moving on to my Mary Kay translucent setting powder and just setting the concealer so that way it doesn't crease on my eyelids. And once I'm done with that, I'm just going to quickly curl my lashes. This step makes such a difference. If you haven't curled your lashes before because you don't see the purpose, definitely do it. It makes a huge difference. For the eyes, I'm starting off with a Makeup Geek eyeshadow. This is in the color Beaches in Cream. And I'm just going to dust this into the crease, kind of up onto the brow bone. Really no precise way, just dusting that color on there because this is going to be a nice, very light transition shade for when I go in to add the darker colors. Just adds a slight hint of color. Next, I'm taking Makeup Geek's Creme Brûlée, and I'm going to use a smaller blending brush to apply this mainly into the crease area. And what I'm going to be doing is just layering up these colors to create a nice dimension, but a very soft transition. I don't want to look like the color is applied sloppily, so take your time blending as long as it takes you. This is the most complicated part, is just making sure that everything is all blended together. And here I'm just showing you that I kept adding the color until I got it to how I thought I wanted it to look before moving on to the next color. Next, I'm taking Makeup Geek's Frappe, and I'm going to use a Sigma pencil brush to apply this directly into the crease. Since I'm going to have so much going on the lid, I don't want this to be crazy smoked out all over the eye. I just want it to stay mainly in the crease, adding lots of dimension before I go in with the lid colors. And again, just layering up the color and making sure that it looks nice and blended. Next, I am moving on to a step that you might be like, whoa, what is she doing? But I promise this is totally necessary and it's going to make everything look awesome. Trust me. So I'm starting off by using a black eyeliner. This is the L'Oreal Liquid Pencil eyeliner. I guess they call it a liquid pencil because it acts like a liquid, but it's really not. Anyways, I'm applying this to the entire eyelid, all the way up until the crease, but stopping before it gets in my crease. And I know you might think, okay, she looks crazy, what is she doing? But you have to trust me on this part. I promise it all comes together. And so what this is going to do is when we apply the dark green shades onto the eyelid and the darker colors, it's really going to make them pop. And then I'm taking a smudging brush and I'm just going to smudge this all the way up the eyelid, leaving the most pigment towards the lash line and then it gradually fading as it goes up to the crease. Again, don't bring it all the way up into the crease or else it will look really messy. You want to stop right before your crease. So I'm just going to blend this out, and if I feel like I need more liner, I'll go back and apply a little bit as I go along. Now, if you're doing this on yourself, this might be the point where you look and be like, whoa, okay, what am I doing? This looks wrong. I must be doing something wrong. No, just keep going. Yes, it looks awkward. It doesn't look right now, but I promise everything is going to pull together. Just trust me. And then again, just taking that smudging brush and blending everything out. Alright, and then once I have finished smudging everything, I'm going in with another Makeup Geek color. This is in the color Dirty Martini. And I'm going to take a brush and just pack this right on top of where I applied that eyeliner. And as you can see, the color is just popping. The black eyeliner just makes the color stand out so much more and make it so vibrant. So that's what I'm doing, just applying this all over the lid. Again, stopping before going directly in the crease. Go as far up to the crease as possible without actually going into the crease. So it should look something like this before you move on to the other eye. You don't have to be so precise about it because we are going to pile glitter on top of this, so you won't be able to see every detail. Just try and pack it on as nicely as you can. So again, just doing the same exact thing to my other eye, and you can see how much that black eyeliner just makes the color on top of it stand out. Next, I took a little bit of Makeup Geek's Envy and lightly dusted it over the lids just to make them a little darker. And now I'm just taking a makeup wipe and cleaning up those edges. And then finally moving on to the product that inspired this entire look, and this is Makeup Geek's Pigment in the color Utopia, and it is just so stunning. I don't know if you can tell, but it has gold, olive, bronze, shimmers, and it's just so gorgeous. So I'm taking a shadow shield and placing this underneath my eye because this can get very messy. And then I'm going to take some of Mary Kay's Freshen Spray, spray that onto my flat concealer brush that I'm going to use to pack on the glitter, and just start packing it right onto my eyelids. And I'm going to pile this on basically until I get it how I like it. So you can do as little or as much as you like. I wanted this to be glamorous for a special occasion, so I'm really going to go all out with this glitter and really make it stand out. And then once I've packed on as much glitter as I want, I'm just going to peel the shadow shield right off, and you can see it leaves a nice crisp line and not too much fallout. I did still get some on my face, but you're working with glitter, so it's just going to happen. And then next, I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. I wish that I knew how to do my makeup like this back when I had prom, because this is definitely something that I would have worn to my prom for sure. All glamorous with the glitter. Yes, that would have been my ideal look. And of course you can switch up the colors and the pigments to match your dress or whatever you're wearing for whatever occasion you are doing this look for. And then I'm just taking another makeup wipe and just cleaning up any of the glitter that may have fallen onto my face. Next, I'm taking Corrupt. It's just a matte black eyeshadow, and I'm going to use a flat definer brush to just line this right next to my lash line. I'm just doing this to add a little bit of definition to the lashes. I don't want to take away from the glitter, so I'm going to keep this as close to my lash line as possible. And then I went ahead and applied a few coats of mascara. You can totally add false lashes if that's your thing. I just don't prefer them, so I just went with lots of layers of mascara. And then I'm taking this NYX pencil, and it's a flesh-toned eyeliner. And since the eyes are so dark on the lids, I still want to make sure that they look nice and big and open. So I'm just going to line this on my waterline, and the flesh tone liner is going to help make them pop. Next, moving on to foundation, and I'm actually using my Maybelline Dream Mousse foundation in the color Sandy Beige. And I was actually really excited to pick this up from the drugstore because this was my go-to favorite foundation throughout high school, and I haven't used it in years. So I figured since I was doing a prom tutorial, I would throw it back and go back to my drugstore favorite for the sake of this video. And I'm really happy that I picked this up. This was always one of my favorites, and I've never really seen anyone talk about this here on YouTube when they mention their drugstore favorites. So if you've seen this and you haven't tried it, I would definitely recommend trying it if you're going for a more natural looking medium coverage finish. It's really pretty. It gives you a nice natural glow, which you'll see. If you have oily skin, this may not be ideal for you, but if you have normal to dry, I would recommend picking this up. I really enjoy how this looks on my skin. And I'm using the Morphe G6 brush to apply this as well, one of my favorite foundation brushes. Next, I am moving on to concealer again, and I'm going to be using that same Maybelline Master Conceal, but this time in the shade Light. And this is going to conceal any dark circles, just brighten up the under eyes, and just highlight that area of the face. And of course, just using my damp beauty blender to blend this out. I think the beauty blender is just the best way to blend out concealer. It just makes it look so flawless every single time. And then I'm applying some of that concealer onto my chin, down the center of my nose, and then in the middle of my forehead as well, using my favorite concealer brush. This one is from Morphe. I can't remember the name offhand, but I will have it listed in the description box. And this step is important not only to highlight the face, but also to balance that under eye highlight. And then of course, just blending everything out with the Beauty Blender. Then I'm just taking my translucent setting powder and just setting all of the areas that I applied concealer to make sure that it doesn't crease and that it doesn't move around, and just to set everything right in place. Next, I'm going to contour. So I'm taking the color Endless Summer from my Too Faced book of bronzers, and I'm going to use my Morphe M512 brush to apply this into the hollows of my cheeks and up onto my temples. And this is really just going to chisel my face and add some more dimension, make my cheekbones stand out, and it's just something that, contouring is something that you want to do if you're going for a more dramatic look. And since this is a special occasion, I found contouring to be necessary. I'm also going to take a little bit down my nose as well, and this also really helps, just makes your features stand out, especially in pictures. It's a really good step if you know you're going to be taking a lot of pictures. Next, I'm taking the bronzer Sun Bunny and my Sigma F25 brush and just applying this to areas of the face where the sun would naturally hit, and this is just going to add some color into the face, make you look alive, and just bronze up the skin. Then I'm just blending it with a different blending brush with no additional product because it's really easy for bronzer to look muddy or messy, so make sure you always blend after you apply your bronzer. And next I'm taking my Mary Kay blush in the color Sparkling Cider and just adding that right onto my cheeks, starting back towards the temples to make sure that I don't deposit too much product right on the apples of my cheeks. And next I'm going to highlight the face using MAC Soft and Gentle, and I'm using a Morphe fan brush to apply this right on top of my cheekbones, and I'll do it a little bit above my brows as well. And this is just going to make it so when you turn at certain angles or in certain lighting, your face just highlights and it looks like it's glowing. Next, I'm taking a little bit more of that dark green color on a flat definer brush, and I'm just going to apply this to my lower lash line just to add some definition to the bottom half of my eyes. And this just really helps complete that smoky effect. I used L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara to do my lower lashes, and then I took some of Makeup Geek's Vanilla Bean and just applied that right underneath my eyebrow to give a nice brow bone highlight. And then finally, to finish this look, I'm taking Mary Kay's lip liner in the color Soft Blush and just lining my lips. And then also using my Mary Kay lip gloss in the color Sun Blossoms to complete this look. And here's what the eyes look like up close. I am just so in love with how this turned out. I think it is just so glamorous, and it's definitely, I would say, my favorite makeup look that I've done here on my channel. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you recreate this look, please tag a picture of it so I can see what it turned out like. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.